Hi guys, on this show we're looking at England, Jackson, Devine, Harris, Reid, Neville, Witt and Leto. It's 1998's Urban Legend.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of 100 Things We Learned from Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and I'm force-feeding a dog alcohol.
Well, and I'm the other guy, John, and I'm practically a legend.
You are
John
the least urban man I have ever met, John. I've got to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
I'm street.
Yeah. Streets of rage, more like.
True.
And
Quality street.
Which one of those sweeties would you be, John, if you were a quality street?
Big purple one every day of the week. Big purple one every day of the week.
You really need to go to the fucking doctors about that, mate.
I'm sensing it would be a nutty one.
I'd be the big fat round coin that nobody likes.
Classic.
That's what Ben from Film Floggers calls me anyway. So.
Is that...
This week we have got a guest, as you've heard, and she is Cat's mother, the fantastic Jacqui from 2 Pints of Bru and Chocolate Crispie. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. Not too bad
Good.
for a Friday.
You're here for the quality street chat, evidently.
Yeah, totally. We're going to chat about. Although, have you not seen all the tubs and everything for them are already in the shops?
Right. Reduced in size as well. They're reduced in size. I noticed that.
It's just that you're getting more roll, John.
The lighter wrappers apparently. What a load of shite.
Lighter wrappers? Get to fuck, man. No one's doing that. Jacqui, do you want to tell us a little bit about your podcast?
No.
No pressure then. No pressure.
Hang on, end call.
Yes, I am the Crispie of Bru and Crispies, and we're a fortnightly, I don't know, what are we? What do we do? We just chat shit.
White girls on an iPhone. You've already told us this.
Two white girls on an iPhone and a sofa. That's pretty much it. And we just it's more topical debates, kind of. Right. Yeah. Sort of thing.
What kind of topics? That's what I know.
Well, we first started
hazelnuts.
We first started off doing lockdown because we were boring like that, and we were in lockdown.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, and then we did Crime and Punishment, which was really quite good, actually, if I don't say so myself. And then we did Life, which was kind of up and down as life is, and then, Life. And at the moment, we're doing Myths and Legends, Scottish Myths and Legends,
which is why we're talking about this bag of shit. What film did you bring for us, Doug?
Emma told us we had to do Urban Legends.
Emma told us we had to do Urban Legends.
She did. I will 100% blame her. She was like, that would fit in. And I'm like, oh man, we could have picked anything, but okay.
You could have picked any film at all in the history of cinema, anything at all, and you picked this.
Yeah.
Emma, if we did Get in the Bin like certain other Scottish gaming podcasters, you would be in the fucking bin right now. And do you know what? Even worse than that, she said, you're going to do this, and then didn't even come on. Left you to come on and face my wrath.
Yeah, it's okay. But no, to be fair, it's because she's doing the Scottish collabs. They only wanted one of us. They split us up. So I had to come in. So I think I got the better deal.
No, you never. Why you never?
Well, you actually got a podcast with listens, so there you go. But doesn't people on group chats. Anyway, moving quickly on. John, what year was this bad boy?
Well, this was the year of 1998.
All right.
And if you listen to our Ants episode, you'll find out what films were
Oh, we're
available
still in
back then.
98. Right, okay, fair enough.
Skive.
Yeah, it does sound that way, doesn't it? So not like you didn't have an extra night to figure that shit out either.
You know what? No, I went much because it's a fresh episode. So if they're not watching it, if they're not listening consecutively, then poor them.
Fucking hell, listen to this. Calling the shots, man.
New me. Liz Truss, the new Liz Truss.
You should be trussed up.
I know shit.
Okay.
Shut.
For those people that are not listening every single week, I'm so sorry for what John's saying. But for those, you know what? Those spooky bitches that have tuned in just to hear Jacqui and spooky season, then we try and learn 100 things from every film that we are talking about. John's watched it in his home. Jackie's pretend to watch it, and I've watched it fucking twice now. We are going to. Because that's getting cut out. It's amazing. We invited her on and she said nothing. She sat there for hours silent, just like she wasn't there after the intro. So we're going to try and come up with 100 things. Good luck to all of us. Jacqui, just jump in whenever you're ready. We will ignore you then as well. Okay?
Perfect.
Smashing. Okay, so the film opens. As always, we're going to talk about those little opening kind of title cards that we like so much. This one starts. It's another TriStar film. John, the unicorn, Pegasus, we've talked about him as well. And Phoenix Pictures.
Yeah, first time we've seen this one, isn't it?
Can't say I'd ever heard of them until today.
And you probably don't hear about them afterwards either, because I think this was shit.
No, they've got loads of films.
I've seen a few.
They started with 1996's The Mirror Had Two Faces, which is directed by our favourite dog cloner, John.
Oh,
Babs. Yeah, Babs. They also did Lake Placid, U-Turn, Zodiac, Shutter Island, and future episode, What to Expect When You're Expecting.
No, I've got Black Swan as well.
They did do Black Swan. That's right, yeah. This film grossed $72.5 million worldwide from a budget of $14 million. Where the fuck has that $14 million gone?
On Jared Leto, I expect.
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
So we start with non-union Mary Elizabeth Winstead driving at night, listening to a cover. Under the Covers with Sasha. Under the Covers with Sasha.
You make it sound so creepy.
It was so just so egregious. This, she's on her way to Pendleton University. Pendleton University isn't real, but John, get this: linked to last month's Sly Timber and Cliffhanger, Pendleton State University was the name of where Dick worked at Third Rock from the Sun.
That was going to be my fact of the show.
How good's that? There you go. Yeah,
Had it.
This Sasha gets a call from a woman who's been stealing her roommate's birth control pills. It's okay. I've been replacing it with baby aspirin.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I know.
Is baby aspirin Calpol? Just out of interest. Jacqui, you've got kids? Baby aspirin Calpol?
Yes. No, Calpol is child's paracetamol. So
it?
baby aspirin will actually be like tablets,
All right,
which makes sense because it would be tablets.
Yeah,
Replacing
I'm sure
the clue's in the name, eh?
I'm sure one of the lassies I used to go to school with named her kid Baby Aspirin. It was Nottingham, so it was to be expected.
Oh, Jesus.
She gives up on listening to this because it is egregious, and instead picks what to listen to, Jacqui.
Oh, was it not Total Eclipse of the Heart?
Oh,
Totally
yeah,
Eclipse of the
baby.
Heart,
Right,
yeah.
what's your facts, big man? I know you've got them.
I have got some, 1983, Bonnie Tyler hit from the album Faster Than the Speed of Night, which is a shit name. The fifth biggest selling single in 1983 in the UK. Top 4, Let's Dance by yet to be found out pedo David Bowie.
Never going to happen, mate. I've told you that. It's never
happening.
going to happen.
Red Wine by UB40.
Jesus.
Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. And Karma Chameleon by Culture Club.
Well, Adam Sandler now.
Yeah, this one, number 1 in Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, South Africa, UK, and USA.
Oh, where's the Netherlands?
No,
you said
the
the Netherlands.
Netherlands are not in this one. They might be coming out a little bit later on. This one's covered by the cast of that goddamn awful Glee TV show. Fucking hated that show. It's not funny. Also covered by Westlife. Imagine being a Westlife fan. Imagine having a Westlife poster on your wall that you kissed at night. And Nikki French.
Sounds like a confession.
I know. Yeah. I'll take it down later.
John, do you remember that Nikki French 1995 dance version of this? It was brutal.
Vaguely.
It got to like number 10 or something.
Vaguely.
Of course, this was written by Meatloaf's writer, Jim Steinman.
Mm-hmm.
Rip that guy, by the way. Wrote all of Meat's best songs, as well as Boyzone's No Matter What, and the only good Celine Dion song, It's All Coming Back to Me Now. You know that where she's running through a house shouting? Yeah. Anybody got any more facts on that one? Because I like that.
No.
Yeah. Well, technically not on the song, but I know that what is it? Meatloaf sued Jim Steinman.
Ooh.
Over the Bat Out of Hell album because of trademarking issues, and sued him for $50 million in 1995.
Oh right! Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and my favorite version of that song is by Jennifer Saunders from Shrek 2. So there you go.
I forgot about that one actually.
Yeah. See.
Oh Jesus! I'd forgot about that as well.
How did Meatloaf and that settle it? Did they do it in Fight Club?
I don't know, because I'm thinking to myself, well, he went on to do Battle of Hell 2, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah.
So, no
it
idea.
ended up being, I think it was it was like a 3-fall match. 2 out of 3 wasn't bad.
Oh.
Hey. Oh my god. So she drives past this huge service station, and then seconds later sees that she's running out of fuel. Now,
the fuel gives on. Yeah, I've seen that. You get 50 miles as average, so why the fuck was you panicking? So,
what is the sensible thing that you do here? You turn around. Bright eyes.
Oh, you shit. I had it all queued up and everything there.
But instead, she heads to the the broken down old service station.
Yeah, wrong turn.
Yeah, exactly. Right, and your man with a stutter runs out to fuel her up. Right now, it was National Stutterer Day the other day. It was National Stutter Awareness Day the other day, and I watched this on National Stutter Awareness, and I thought, that's a bit fucking it's a bit harsh. Yeah, exactly. he's wide-eyed. He's got creepy hair. He's filling up. He glances in the back and then heads inside. He comes back out, flashing her MasterCard, doesn't he? It's been declined. She needs to speak to the credit card company. Now, I noticed that the gas price here was $1.14. Petrol, listeners. $1.14. Yeah. Now, according to Josh in Florida, maybe not today because it's a storm. It's $3.48.
Wow.
Today. That's astonishing, isn't it? But do you know what? That's a gallon. When I explained to him how much we're paying a litre, he nearly fell off of his chair.
No wonder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was the stuttering buffoon then? Who was this guy?
Oh, this guy. I didn't know who the actor was, but the character's called...
Oh, it's Brad something. Is it not?
His voice a Chucky?
Oh, is it Brad Dourif?
Yeah,
is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I couldn't have picked him out of a lineup. They say later... They say later his name, don't they?
Aye.
And he's Michael McDonald. And I was like, no, not the singer Michael McDonald.
And it wasn't he?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't him. It was not him. She...
Oh, no.
MasterCard, by the way, launched in 1966. Last time England had a team.
Oh, fuck off.
As interbank cards. As a response to 1958 Bank America cards, which went on to be called Visa. It was rebranded in 1978 as MasterCard and last year made profits of $10.8 billion.
Ooh.
Insane.
Because women be shopping.
I'll be shopping as well.
That's why you got that nice new hoodie you've got there.
Oh, yeah. Indeed.
You can tell you're getting married to Kirsty. Refuses to switch the heat on.
Oh God, I know. Well, it's going on tomorrow. That's
All right.
I think.
It's not even because it's October.
Aye.
Jesus, whatever happened to Scottish thrift? It's gone, isn't it? Like just throw your money away, John. Just burn your money.
The barters.
Yeah, but how are you managing to sit in a t-shirt then? Right now?
Because I'm not cold.
He's got heating on.
No, but you're just a freak. I sort of understand that.
I am really, really fat. That's the difference. So, they head into this really creepy automotive shop, right? Which is unnecessarily creepy with chains hanging and things. I almost expected a music box in the corner to go la 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 la.
Yeah, it's like Conjuring vibes, big time.
Yeah. He locks the door, and she picks up the receiver of this old analog phone.
I know.
That's right. Yeah, there's nobody there. He grabs her. When she attempts to get out, she sprays him with a bottle of mace.
Yeah.
Mace is a brand of pepper spray invented in 1960 by Alan Lee Littman. According to their website, the original formulation consisted of 1% chlorocetaphenynin, it's easy for me to say, in a solvent of 2-butanol, proliferin glycol, cyclohexylene, which I think is what you do spin classes on, and dripolene glycol methyl ether. Again, I think one of the lashes I went to school named her kid that as well. But there's no pepper in it. Why must weapons lie to us? Why?
Exactly.
It also doesn't have...
Chemical mace is not what it's supposed to be called, though.
Yes, it is. That's exactly right. Stop ruining the fun. Stop ruining the fun. Coming on here, ruining the fun.
It's like the Desert Eagle. Desert Eagle doesn't have an eagle in it.
Nor does it have any sand in it, because it would ruin the firing mechanism, wouldn't
it? Lies, mate. Lies.
Lying, gun-making pricks.
And an Uzi does not ooze bullets. I know that.
Well, it does if you squeeze the trigger. Right. She picks the old rotary phone up, smashes through the window, escapes. And as she jumps in the car, she drives off with him screaming.
There's somebody in the back.
Correct. And you're like, yeah, all right, whatever. Anyway, she puts the tape back on and she's singing. She's a really bad singer. It's pretty bad. It's absolutely pissing it down. Turn around, Bright Eyes. Arguably, had she actually turned around, Bright Eyes, she'd have seen somebody in the back.
Right.
And she gets axed, cleaves her head straight off. And we now get to Pendleton University again.
Oh, yeah, we got a fact here.
Go on.
Apparently, originally they were going to use a Range Rover, but they didn't have enough space to swing an axe.
All right, okay.
Yes, they had to use a big American branded car.
It looks like, again, this everybody drives in the same National Lampoon's Vacation car, don't they? They're all in.
They're wide as hell.
Yeah, exactly. You got to fit those big ass Americans in, right?
Yeah. And the kids.
So, at the radio station, and Sasha is who, Jacqui?
Oh, Tara Reid, is it not?
Oh, remember her?
Oh, yeah.
American Pie.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Is that something we need to go back to, do you think? That American Pie film?
Alone in the Dark as well, she was in, I'm sure. With Christian Slater.
Oh, she's in fucking every Sharknado film as well. You know that?
Oh, she is, yeah. That's back in the limelight. More money for bib jobs.
So, this caller explains that she's This is really awkward for me because I've got used to talking about these kind of things with John, but we don't usually talk about these things with the guest, especially not
With
a
a
woman.
lady.
Oh, steady, John.
Lady.
And we're going to talk about oral sex, which is very uncomfortable for me. So she explains that...
poor Rachel.
Indeed. The caller explains that she swallowed this guy's jizz, basically, and she, I can feel them swimming about in my stomach. She says, "Oh, you had the old protein shake, did you?" Oh, Jesus.
So gross.
Found on average protein concentration of semen is 5,040 milligrams per 100 mil. Since one ejaculation, I can't look at you two, by the way, usually produces 5 mil of semen, we can say the average amount of ejaculation contains around 250 milligrams of protein. Right. Along with the sperm, protein and water mentioned, semen also contains a variety of other components, including sugar, fructose and glucose, sodium, citrate, zinc, chloride, calcium, lactic acid, magnesium, potassium, and urajizz, John.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Is there gunpowder in that? They'll say you shot your load. Come on, you can do that.
Perhaps it will boost your mood. There's some research which shows it could be a natural antidepressant because apparently it includes endorphins, estron, prolactin, oxytocin, and a thyrotropin-releasing hormone, as well as serotonin. A 2002 study conducted by the State University of New York at Albany, fucking perverts, suggested 793 college-age females to see if exposure to semen without the use of outside condoms worn on the penis affected their overall mood. According to the survey, those who were directly exposed.
That's a Freudian slip, isn't it?
Keep going.
Yeah. Those who were directly exposed to semen showed significantly better mood and fewer symptoms of depression. There you go, ladies. You know what to do.
Is it good for skin? Because I'm always telling Kirsty it's good for her skin.
Oh my gosh!
You're already saying that because she doesn't listen.
Wait a minute. So when they did the study, they were doing it without the use of condoms, so they were having sex. You're like, well, yeah, that is going to be better in your mood. Like if you came in just in my cup, and it would be like that would be not the same really effect.
As someone has.
Yeah. Sasha explains it's a safe sex no-go. She recommends taking some Pepto and then get away from the volcano before it erupts. Pepto, of course, is Pepto-Bismol. Thanks to the NHS website, they say that medicine is used for heartburn and acid reflux, indigestion, diarrhea, and feeling sick. There you go. The NHS, is there anything they can't do? Not if the Tories have got to say so.
Get bloody funded, that's a problem.
Well, that's very true. It's the one thing they can't do at the minute. So, we now go to probably the main set of the film. That's right. We're in Central Perk with the friends. Right? Yeah. These students, who each and every one of them is over 30 years old, by the way. None of these characters look fucking 18 at all, I'll tell you. Yeah. We've got Rachel and Monica, and Chandler's here as well. And here comes Joey, or Morbius. It's Morbin time. Right. So, this character, Parker, is Chandler, right? Because he's snidey and witty and funny and a prick, right? And he's explaining that Stanley Hall, 25 years ago, a professor who was teaching abnormal psychology, goes berserk, grabs a hunting knife, and cuts the throat of any student who opens the door before stabbing himself through the heart. And they're going to commemorate this at his frat house with a party. Abnormal psychology is concerned with mental and emotional disorders, such as anxiety disorders, phobias, depression, development disorders. Joey, or Morbius, knows that it must be Jack Ruby that's covering it up, or in his words, that FBI guy who used to prance around in women's underwear. Right, so That J. Edgar Hoover thing was a fucking like a shorthand joke for cross-dressing in the
but
fucking 80s and 90s,
it's
wasn't it?
it's literally a thing in it when it comes.
Like-
as soon as somebody it mentions J. Edgar Hoover, it's always, oh, is that the guy in the dress?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him in a dress?
Never wore a dress, no proof that he wore women's underwear at all, right? J. Edgar Hoover, no relation to President Herbert Hoover or the Henry Hoover I've got downstairs, right? It was alleged that the mafia had blackmail material on Hoover dressed in women's underwear, which made Hoover reluctant to pursue organised crime aggressively when he was in charge at the FBI. I don't know if either of you have seen that Leonardo DiCaprio film, J. Edgar, that he's in. It's really fucking dry, but he's good in it. It's DiCaprio, he's great in fucking everything.
Aye. But no, it was just I felt as if it was JFK vibes, and JFK was just a long, laborious watch, man.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not got half the good stuff that JFK's got in it. And I think
like down and to the left, down.
Yes. That's right. Absolutely right. Yeah. Anyway, Joey heads off to the college newspaper, and his beeper goes off. We're not doing facts on pages because we've done them to fucking death. Right?
I don't have any facts on pages either, to be honest with you.
Just listen to any episode we've already done in the 90s, because guaranteed
everybody's got a pager.
We'll have done it.
I was going to say it's well before my time. I'm like, oh, I.
Yeah, no, John and I
shut
both
up.
them.
You young whippersnapper.
You young people coming on here ruining podcasts for middle-aged men.
I'm sorry.
Monica and Rachel go to Stanley Hall, and they stand in front of the door and they to say Bloody Mary 5 times. Right?
Yeah.
Now, Bloody Mary I looked into. You're meant to say it 3 times in a mirror and she'll show up and kill you, or your future husband will show up or something. I mean, it sounds like
in a bathroom with the light off or something, isn't you?
Yeah.
You say it and then you switch off the light and switch it on again or something. Yeah.
That's right. What does that sound like to you, John?
I thought it was Candyman.
That sounds like fucking Candyman to me.
Yeah, Candyman.
It's Candyman.
Absolutely. It had to be the bees, didn't it?
Not the bees! Oh, wrong film. Not the bees! I hate that bloody scene.
Queen Mary the First was known as Bloody Mary. The nickname was given to her because of her persecution of Protestant heretics, whom she burned at the stake in the hundreds. Good lass. Well done.
Oh, the prod.
Up you, proddies.
Throw another prod in the Barbie!
A Bloody Mary drink, ladies and gentlemen, 125ml of tomato juice, 50ml of vodka, a dash of Worcestershire sauce. It's Henderson in this house. Shout out to my Yorkshire brothers and sisters. A Stellary. Fucking hell. You can tell I'm going back on the drink in the next couple of days, can't you? A celery stick for garnish and a fresh lemon slice as well. There you go. It says I'm flying from an airport, so I am going to be having one of those. Because that's the
alcoholic's delight. It's a Bloody Mary in the morning.
Absolutely. Not flying till the afternoon, but I'm still having one because it's the airport, isn't it?
Aye, on any time.
Disgusting.
They get shocked and upset by who, John? Who jumps out at them?
Parker?
I just written here Pacey.
Oh, you just going Pacey?
I'm going Pacey. Is that all right? Are we all right with that?
I know, went away.
For your lives to be over. That's
Which
coming
is in
back.
this, by the way.
Yeah, it is indeed, yeah. So he jumps out at them, and he's a bit of a prick. Anyway, Rachel's going back to her class, and she walks past this janitor, Mr. Filch, and then goes into a room. And she's told to turn the lights off by her goth roommate, who's getting pounded to some shitty fucking new metal fucking bollocks, innit?
I think it was Rob Zombie.
It was fucking something.
I think it was as well, yeah.
And then she puts her headphones on to fall asleep listening to, I don't know, fucking Fiona Apple or something, because she's a really basic bitch.
Oh my God, okay.
Remember
bet you're glad you came on now. Bet you're glad you came on.
I'm like, I'm no judging.
Next day, she's in Fred Krueger's urban legend class.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Willie Fivy. Don't cross the streams here.
I was going to say it's her boss from Wishmaster. He wants all the wishes. He's talking about the babysitter phone call urban legend. You know the one, don't you?
I never knew. I'd never
didn't
heard
know
half
this?
of these ones. No.
Oh, there's absolutely no doubt Jacqui knows this one.
Oh, is it? Oh, because I'm trying to remember what actually happened in the film. I'm like,
There's
shit, I don't know.
inside the house.
Yes,
that
it's
one.
from Scream. Is it
yeah,
not from Scream?
pretty much. Yeah, it's
Drew
from everything.
Barrymore.
It's from
Yeah.
everything. This now, by the way, this is such a fucking substandard Scream rip-off. It's painful, isn't it?
Aye,
Yeah.
no good.
It's
Aye.
brutal.
Yeah.
So, Monica says it happened to a girl in her hometown, and he explains everybody thinks it happened. It's what we call an urban legend. Hey, you
There you go.
you wins the film. He asked Monica to come up and help him with an experiment. Now, I don't know if either of you caught this, but at this very point, Parker or fucking Chandler or whatever we're calling him does an Austin Powers impression. He goes, "Yeah, baby."
No, I missed that.
Is this the first cinematic example of someone doing an Austin Powers impression?
It's got to be in it.
Because I certainly wish it was the fucking last. That shit has been milked, hasn't it? Like,
it really has.
My God.
Yeah, baby.
He hands her a... I want my baby back ribs. He hands
Get
her
my belly! Oh, we could do this all day, man.
This is Fasia. See, now we've fallen into the fucking trap of what I was getting at. He hands her this packet of Pop Rocks, right? Pop Rocks are basically sweets. They've got carbon dioxide gas bubbles in them, and they create a small popping sensation when dissolved. They were patented in the USA in December 12th, 1961.
Well, we had them called moon dust, we called them, didn't we?
Yeah. I used to always get them from the Icy because my mum didn't want me to have them. Because she didn't like them. I don't know what it was. I guess because it was just pure sugar. She didn't want me to have them. So the only time I could ever get them is if she'd give me money at the Icy.
Right.
Yeah.
Still, you getting hyper? Like you always get hyper.
He offers her these. She eats them, and then he offers her this Pepsi, and she does the acting here is this brilliant scared backing away, which is the only bit of decent acting in this whole film.
I know.
Shakes her head no, because everybody knows that if you drink fizzy juice after eating them, then you burst. You like the whole viewing side's burst.
Common knowledge.
Everybody knows that, right?
I had never heard of this until this movie.
Okay. You should have had a go.
Like, what?
We should have had some and done it on that. It probably wouldn't work on the mic.
I know. Nobody could see it. They just hear the fizzing and somebody pop.
If my guts haven't exploded from the amount of takeaways I've eaten, then it's never going to happen. She explains it happened to Mikey from the cereal commercial, who did the same. Freddie's got a picture of Mikey from the advert up on the thing, and he says, "What if I told you that this is Mikey? He's an ad executive living in New York today." And it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. And this quite blatantly is the same kid from this other picture. It's just this fat-faced guy, isn't it?
Aye, bigger version.
The Mikey advert was for Life cereal, which is basically like Shreddies over here, lads. Invented in 1961 in America. I watched the advert. Mikey likes it. Is basically a hard-to-please 4-year-old. But the child in the advert is actually played by a child actor called John, and the other 2 kids in the advert were his brothers, one of whom's called Michael. Which just fucking fucks with my chi, that. Why not just call Michael instead of
John?
John, correct.
Yeah,
exactly. Pacey comes up with his fucking Marshall Mathers bleached blonde hair, by the way.
Oh,
he looks like he's fucking writing to Eminem, doesn't he?
I know.
Yes.
It's a Stan.
Your biggest fan. Your biggest fan.
I don't want to wait. Oh, no.
You know it's 1998 because he's wearing a long sleeve T-shirt underneath a shirt.
Yeah, it was the way forward, man.
Hey, we all did it. Fred Krueger explains it's nothing but an urban legend, but Pacey falls to the floor, spitting up all this green shit before jumping up, laughing and taking a bow. And you're just like, I'm pretty sure that you should probably get written up for that, you fucking prick.
Aye, that in
You know what
fact
I
is
mean?
just spat in your own eyes, so fuck off.
Just spitting green shit in the eye, man. After class, Morbius has given out these college newspapers that he wrote a story about the woman we saw being killed at the very start. Campus security and the crusty old dean come across. They take every copy. Now, I would argue that Reese, the security woman, I was saying this to you, Jacqui, the other day, is probably my favourite character in this whole film.
Mm-hmm.
She's badass.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because everybody else is a fucking prick who deserves to die.
Even the dean, he was in, is it no Baron Munchausen?
Oh, right. Okay, good spot. Yeah.
Very familiar face.
Yeah. Reese explains that Pendleton is the safest campus in the country, which, this is America, it wouldn't be hard, let's be honest.
I've got the UK ones, but not the USA ones.
Oh, right. What have you got? What have you got?
In 10. No, okay. In 10. In 10, we've got Exeter. 9, Aberdeen. 8, Liverpool. I don't believe it. 7, St Andrews. 6, Falmouth University.
Yeah.
5 is Loughborough University. 4, University of York. 3, Cambridge, of course. 2, Bath. And 1 is Surrey.
All right.
Oh.
Slurry?
Slurry.
Right, okay.
I've been drinking heavily. Sorry, guys. Slurry.
Back at Central Perk, the friends are all watching the news report, which explains they believe the assailant in the back seat. They're searching for the petrol attendant, Michael McDonald. Michael McDonald, former member of the Doobie Brothers. Do you like the Doobie Brothers? Well, we got one of them. And Steely Dan. What a Fool Believes is easily one of my favourite songs. Also, possibly the best bit of that 40-year-old Virgin film is when Paul Rudd wants that Michael McDonald DVD taken off the test TV. I love that.
That's brilliant.
Anyway, just to reiterate, this Michael McDonald is not that Michael McDonald.
Yeah, it's Ronald's brother.
You fucking clown. Back in her room, Rachel's talking to her goth flatmate, who is basically on this, it's called Goth for Goth website, right?
I've seen that.
And it looks like it was made on Geo Sites or Angel Fire or one of those fucking 1998
so
website things, doesn't it?
Aye.
All of these things that Jackie's far too young to know what they are.
No, but Rachel... I have a fact about messengers.
Oh, please.
Yeah, so... I know. AOL Messenger was an anonymous messaging service that closed quietly in 2010, which I was surprised it was still up as late as that. Yahoo Messenger closed public chat rooms in 2012, and MSN Messenger, which I did use back in the day, closed lastly in China in 2014.
Wow, geez, so MSN was the way forward. I love it.
Yeah, I used MSN in college.
Wow. Listen to tales of being old. Tales of being old, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I miss Bebo. I miss Bebo.
Yes, I remember Bebo, actually. I think it was about 17 or something. Sorry.
Give me some love.
I was always a MySpace guy myself.
You're always in your space.
Indeed. Rachel picks up the phone, which rings the modem traffic noise, and Tash kicks off saying, "It's my phone line too." Now, John, I reckon you got the fucking fear here, because she just turns off the computer at the power switch.
Yes, I like
and what? I was just like, that. You want to kill your hard drive? Because that's how you kill your hard drive.
That's how it's done. She doesn't know implications. It's not her fault, but
look, the thing is, you're either a goth or you're an IT geek. It's one or the other. One or the other. Dial-up internet, right? As of January 2021 in USA, 0.3% of Americans were still using dial-up internet. That's 987,000 people in the States on dial-up.
Jesus.
Land of the free, my fucking ass, right? Look, Americans, if you spent a week downloading this podcast, please reach out, because we'll get you the help you need.
No.
Imagine spending 48 hours downloading this file.
Only heroes. What a waste. What a waste of life.
What a waste of your time. What a waste of your time. She checks her voicemails. She's got one from her mum saying it's a shame about Michelle, who's the murdered girl. And then she looks at a high school yearbook to see they were on this cheer team together. With this inexplicable cheerleading sound in the background, as if the fact that they've got pom-poms and they're wearing that cheerleader thing isn't enough. We need the sound through her ears.
Yes. Yeah, we're thick as fuck. We need to be told.
Apparently so.
We need audio cues.
Yeah.
Pacey knocks on the door and comes in. Let's go for a drive so that we can talk. Now, did you laugh at this little gag here? When he's trying to turn the engine on. Did you laugh?
Oh, with the Dawsons Creek thing came on the radio.
Oh, sorry, the music
He turns it on, the radio comes on, and it's the first couple of bars of the chorus of like the Dawsons Creek theme.
Yeah.
And I think the first time. Now I saw this in cinemas, ladies and gentlemen, cinemas in Australia. I saw this start of '99 when we got this, which is it's fucking disgusting, is what that is. Probably at the time, I laughed my tits off. It was very, very funny. But no, it's not particularly funny.
No, the bit in Meet the Millers is funny when they put on the Friends theme tune for Jennifer Aniston. That's funny.
Oh okay, yeah, that was good. Yeah, we very nearly covered that, didn't we? But we
should.
The patrons sorted us out.
They're just lucky they're paying us, man.
Well, they're not this month, but okay.
Oh God, I can call them what I want then.
Dawsons Creek theme is "I Don't Want to Wait" by Paula Cole from the album This Fire in 1996. It was 43 in the UK because we've got taste in music. 27.
Because we always want to wait our heroes and cues. I do want to wait.
I want to wait to see the Queen's corpse. I'm gonna do a Philip Schofield instead. No, it's kind of current. It got to number 27 in Australia, 13 in Canada, and 11 in the States. This was picked as the theme tune because they were turned down by Alanis for Hand in My Pocket, which is obviously a miles better song.
Yeah.
And all I can think of whenever I think of this is that Family Guy where Peter's singing it. I don't want to wait for my lunch to get colder. I want to eat it now. And I don't want to wait for a brand new Toyota. I want the car that's got a lot of gas. I always think of that. Always think of that. And I'm going to go away and watch that later on. Because I'm fucking weird like that. Anyway, they park up and he explains his girlfriend died, right? And it's not true. It's just a way for him to cop off with her. She's not buying it. She punches him and he heads behind a tree for a pish. And while she sits in the car, listens to, I don't know, Jewel or some such mid-90s basic bitch music. I'm not sure. He's attacked by someone unseen, right? And it's basically a killer in an anorak that we discover throughout the film. I think it's the little kid out of East is East. I'm sure of it, because he wears an anorak all the way through, doesn't he? Now, Rachel's struggling to get the car started as he's screaming, kind of move the car. And then there's some banging on the roof of the car. And we can see he's hung from a noose above. And as she starts the car, the rope's attached to the rear axle. She pulls away and the rope around Pacey's neck goes up this massive fucking high tree. We're in that fucking that last scene of Planet of the Apes remake, with all those massive trees. What's going on? Anyway, basically, she reverses the car at the tree. His body falls through the windscreen. Back at the college, Reese is watching Foxy Brown, which I was loving, by the way.
That was good, wasn't
it? She's doing like the badass Foxy Brown thing, and I was like, yeah, I'm into that.
I have a fact about Foxy Brown.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. So it was a movie that came out in 1974 and it was directed by Jack Hill and starred Pam Grier. But while it was not prosecuted for obscenity, this film was seized and confiscated in the UK under Section 3 of the Obscene Publications Act of 1959 during Video Nasty Panic.
Ooh.
Amazing, the stuff that got banned in the Video Nasty.
I know. I was like, what?
If you've not seen it, John, it's really good. She takes on a gang of white drug dealers that murder her boyfriend. Basically, think Death Wish with less facial hair.
I've seen it.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a great fun film. Might be one to cover in future. Actually, I'd get a kick out of that. Basically, Reese turns up. They turn up on the scene. Their car's gone and the body's gone, and there's nothing there. And they explain that they've just arrested the gas attendant. Back out at Central Perk, they explain to Rachel Pacey's most likely away snowboarding this weekend. Chandler
that's what everybody done in the late
90s, wasn't it? Frosted Tips, yeah. Chandler decides it sounds like an urban legend. Rachel suggests the guy hiding in the back seat with an axe is also an urban legend. It's like someone's taking the stories and making them a reality. Chandler says next step is to put spider eggs in bubblegum or a gerbil up a celebrity's arse.
Oh.
They didn't mention Richard Gere's name. It's been ages since we mentioned Richard Gere and the gerbil.
I thought you were going to say Freddie Starr as well.
No, he ate the hamster.
And that came out his arse.
I didn't even know that was a thing. What?
Yeah. Well, you need to listen to our earlier episodes. We were obsessed with it back in 2000, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
We were absolutely obsessed with it at the time. The next night, Rachel heads to the library and picks up a copy of the Encyclopedia of Urban Legends, which I found one on Amazon for £11.
Shut up. I thought that was a lot of shite. It's like a prop.
Yeah, not that same one, but someone's obviously released one and gone, I can make a few bob here. Meanwhile, Sasha's found a copy of the Kama Sutra, with illustrations. I mean, would you not think they've all got illustrations?
I think they do.
How else would you know? Yeah.
Exactly.
Back in the room, gothy roommate Tash is chatting on Goth for You with some guy. And then she heads into the communal bathroom to put on some lipstick, which all she needs to do is do it in front of a mirror. She not got any mirrors in that room. And then when she heads back in, she can see that the guy's written on the thing because she's put, what room are you in? Your room. And then she gets attacked. Pulls the light out. And as Rachel comes in, she goes to turn the light on and then remembers, she doesn't want to see her getting pounded. Let's turn the light. Let's keep the light off. And instead she puts a Discman of sad teenage girl music on so she doesn't hear her getting murdered.
I know. I have a fact about the Discman.
I think you could say you have a fact about sad teenage girl music.
Probably, but I won't confess to that here. Thank you.
Not now.
No. In 1990, Sony released the portable digital audio tape, which was the DAT players, marketed as DAT Walkman, and it was extended further in 1992 for mini disc players with the MD Walkman brand. And then from 1997, Sony's Discman range of portable compact discs or CD players started. Basically, the rebrand and was the CD Walkmans, and they cost $200 or 33,000 yen.
Wow.
Yep.
And you couldn't fit it in your bloody pocket either?
You could
No,
not.
and it skipped. You couldn't fucking walk with them because it skipped everything. Nah. It's all that shite.
Loved it though. Loved my Sony Discman. And then I bought a mini disc player, and then because my mini disc player lasted for so long, I was really late to the MP3 player game because my mini disc player had been smashed to fuck, man.
Do you not remember as well when the Guardians of the Galaxy came out? There was like a whole influx in people buying the original Walkman cassette players, and they were all on eBay for like ridiculous amounts of money.
The original foam earphone.
And you'd tap your thing, you'd push your thing, your jack to the side, and it would start it and stop it. Yeah, no, you're all right. I don't fancy carrying around a box like the size of my fucking like car just to listen to 3 or 4 tapes. Thanks very much.
But you get a mixtape, didn't you? A mixtape.
Oh,
your favourites.
Absolutely.
People recording it on and then like pausing it and
trying to cut out the DJ. Yeah. Anyway. Right. Enough of Scottish people remember things. Move on.
Moving on.
Next morning, she wakes up to find Tasha's body with the words scrawled in blood, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light?" And all I could think was that bit out of Life of Brian. Romans go home.
Oh man!
Romans, they go to the house.
I was thinking about Belinda Carlisle. That "Leave a Light On" for me.
Local lass. Yeah, Belinda Carlisle. All right. The crusty old Dean and Reese interviewer. She explains that she gets shouted at any time she turns the light on, so she didn't do it. The crusty old Dean says she obviously cut her own wrists because she was medicated.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're kind of like, well, it was the 90s. I guess people didn't really understand.
Prozac generation.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Rachel heads off and Morbius approaches her for an interview. He's seen the school yearbook and he knows that Michelle and her were friends. She explains that the murders are connected. He thinks it's a bit of a stretch, but he suggests, because it's the 25th anniversary of Stanley Hall Massacre, they head to the records room. The 1973 yearbook isn't there. But Mr. Filch, the janitor, recommends that they talk to Wexler, who's Freddie. In his office, he isn't there, so they break in. They use that old Beverly Hills cop card trick to get in through the door. Yeah. Did that ever work?
Do you know what? I tried to Google this, and there's like nothing on it about how it was like invented. It's like YouTube videos and everything, but no, it's nothing on it. I'm like, what the fuck?
I've got one thing. So it just says, unfortunately, you cannot unlock deadbolts with a credit card. Obviously, makes sense. Credit cards can only work on slanted latch styles if the lock is facing you. But the chances of you actually getting it, because bear in mind, you've got like a hinge, so it doesn't work. So I don't think it's ever worked.
No, I think it has. Looking in the cupboards.
But credit cards do open doors for you if you've got enough money.
Very good.
Well, I have a fact on Robert Englund as well.
Oh, good.
Who plays obviously the professor and famous for playing Freddy Krueger in 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street, which
Willie
was
TV.
selected...
You mean Willie TV? It's Willie TV.
Was selected for National Film Registry by the Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
Ooh, wow.
Culturally, aesthetically significant, bitch. Thanks, Freddie. So what they find is a secret room with an axe and an anorak. At no point have they considered he could just be chopping some wood for the winter because, Liz Truss, or he could be in an Oasis tribute band. At no point is that ever considered at any point. Oasis were at the height of their power in 98.
You're right there.
So why wouldn't you think that? They head to the dean and accuse Freddie of murder. He says the axe is part of his class and Liz Truss is a bitch. Crusty old dean explains that he's checked her record with the police and she's got a record for reckless endangerment. Right?
Oh,
Jared Leto has also been thrown off the newspaper. Later that day at the pool, Monica's swimming. And looking on from the balcony, Rachel sees someone in an anorak walking towards the pool edge. Of course, she shits it and starts trying to smash through the window with a chair.
Yeah.
Fire glass, though, innit? It's got wire in it. Doesn't work. Unzipping her coat, she spots that it's just some other swimmer.
Who the hell would walk in and pace up there with her hood up?
Like that.
Didn't make any sense.
I think she was maybe racing her. She was proving that she can walk quicker than Monica can swim.
Oh, God. Bag of shite.
She later explains to Monica that she and Michelle were doing the driving without lights and pursuing the first person that flashed them thing. Now, a couple of weeks ago, because I haven't really driven much in the dark in my new car, and I'm used to having my old car, I'm used to having the auto on it because I've gone to an older car just because I haven't got the works car anymore. I drove for about 6 miles without any lights on. Absolutely no idea. And this guy went towards me, flashed me, and I was like, fucking urban legend wanker. What's going on? That my car didn't have auto lights.
Oh, that's annoying.
I know, yeah. It was even worse the fact that I turned around, chased him for 5 miles, and ran him off the road.
As you
I
do.
didn't turn my lights on, and pootled home. So they ran him off the road and killed him. He was a kid their age. They got probation, but she never forgave Michelle. So,
is this not a plot for another movie as well? Though?
It's a plot from every movie.
Like, no, but is it not like that one about knowing what you did last summer or something?
It's I know what you did
like
last
the
summer.
taste of that.
And it's Candy Cane. It's that one as well.
Oh,
It's that one it's all of them. It's all of them. Yeah.
It was like when you were just like when I watched that, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is someone else as well.
Yeah. If you've seen Scream, listeners, you've seen this. I'll tell you. But you've seen this better. Scream's not even that good. I will fucking die on that hill. Scream isn't even that good.
Hungry Candy Cane, that's good.
That is good. Yeah, that is good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
Is that not? Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Yes,
isn't
yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah.
I preferred it when he was taking dinosaurs' teeth out in that terrible Jurassic Park film. You know, with the crying dinosaur. Sobbed my heart out in the cinema at that crying dinosaur, I'll tell you.
Did you really?
Really did. And then I watched it again at home and was like, what the fuck was I thinking? What was I thinking? What am I crying? Correct. Thanks for coming on my podcast and calling me a dick. It's like Ben from Film Vloggers was invited on After All.
Listen, you knew what you were getting into if you listened to our podcast. So don't be fucking moaning now.
What I didn't expect was that I'd have to record this on my fucking iPhone.
It's nowadays.
Cleaning out his desk. He's cleaning out his desk, Jared Leto, and he finds a paper from the week of the Stanley Hall incident. Like, no one's cleaned out this desk for 25 years, and this looks like it was printed yesterday. Like, they've not even squeezed a tea bag on it or anything to make it look old, have they?
No, I'm thinking.
And it turns out that Wexler, Freddie, was the only survivor. In the car park, the crusty old Dean checks the back seat of his car and laughs to himself. Reese gives him a jump scare, and he refuses to let her have extra guards this weekend because, I don't know, money. I guess money's tight at expensive universities.
Nice. Well got out.
Yeah. A year later, if this film had been made a year later, they'd have got all the security in the world. You know,
well got out.
Let's be honest. Yeah. As she leaves, the killer's under the car, and he cuts his Achilles heel. And I just went, "Oh, that nips! Oh, I bet that fucking nips."
It's Hang Me Pet Cemetery gets me every time. Him once again.
Oh, it's a pet cemetery out there. Sitting on the front porch, drinking Budweiser out there. Waiting for Grandpa Monster to come along. Car 43, where are you? I don't know. I've no idea. These are all things that I'm too young to know about, let alone fucking Jacqui. Right. He's trying to escape crawling down this slope. The killer takes the handbrake off of his car, and basically the car chases him down, and Brian Harvey's him against these spikes. So he gets Brian Harvey. He'd eaten too many jacket potatoes before he had his Achilles heel cut. And that's the end of the crusty old Dean.
Brilliant.
At the party, Chandler's forcing booze down his dog, Hootie's throat. As in Hootie and the Blowfish. Is there a more 1998 fucking reference?
I don't think so.
No. He's got this funnel and this fucking... What a scumbag. Some nerd tells Sasha that the Screaming Love roller coaster is real. So you know the song?
Yes, I have this fact. Yeah.
Go on it. Go for it.
Right, so the... I had the bus. Roller coaster. Had the bus. Roller Coaster of Love originally was by the Ohio Players for their album Honey, released in 1975, so well before my time. It was the urban legend attached to the original version is there is a primal scream heard between 124 and 128 on the single version, and it's said to be that of an individual being murdered live while the tape was recording.
Oh.
But yes, but Jimmy Diamond Williams described the innocent nature of the scream, stating that it's just a part of the song where there is like a breakdown, and there's guitars, and right before the second verse, Billy Beck does one of those inhale types of screeches like Minnie Riperton does for reaching a high note, and the DJ made some comment about it, and it swept the country. But basically, the band stayed silent because it sold more records.
Ah, well done.
Oh,
I would have known.
fantastic. Jimmy Diamond, did he not sing, "Well, I should have known better to lie the one as beautiful as you," and the theme tune to Boone? Did he not do that?
Oh, I remember that.
I don't know.
Who's
That's
that
old man
reference
knowledge.
for? Who is that a reference for? If you got that reference, listeners, reach out and just press stop. Stop the podcast now.
Hi-ho Silver.
Hi-ho Silver. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Also, Red Hot Chili Peppers did a version as well for their album for Beavis and Butthead Do America 1996.
Yeah,
I've got that CD behind me. What a great film that was. And to be honest, I can tell no difference between that and the original. They sound almost exactly the same.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, actually, I thought that as well, because we were listening to it, and I'm sure Emma went, "Oh, it's Red Hot Chili Peppers." Like, I don't think it is, So yeah, rip them off.
Morbius tells Rachel that Wexler's been given a job for life as long as he keeps hush on what happened. He explains he's sorry that he doubted her. She explains that she's very scared, and he comforts her, and they winch. Just as Monica comes in, she's very upset because she wants it to be Morbin time with her.
Oh, yeah.
Elsewhere, Reese is patrolling and sees in Professor Freddy's office it's been turned over. The axe and the coat are gone.
Oh, I have a fact about hatchets as well.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I know, like randomly. So, the oldest hatchet was discovered in Australia and is said to be between 44,000 or 49,000 years old.
Blimey,
that's an axe.
Call that an axe? This is an axe. I've seen you've played hatchet axe before. Excellent work. Back at the party, Morbius explains to Chandler that they should end the party because of the killer. He and the rest guests won't take him seriously. Chandler thinks it's a ruse to get attention, so he gets real experience and doesn't end up writing for Martha Stewart's Living magazine. And you know what? It's only at this point that I realise I haven't looked up Martha Stewart's Living magazine.
Do you care?
Yeah, no, it turns out that this podcast is MC Hammer poor and not Martha Stewart poor.
Martha Stewart does something in America with Snoop Dogg, doesn't she?
They became friends in prison. Friends in posh people prison. It's true. It's true.
Oh my God.
It's fucking true. Yeah.
That is a pair you would not put together, I'll be honest with you. But yeah.
The cookies are delicious.
Really Moorish, I find. So Moorish.
Make me even more hungry.
Yeah. Have either of you seen that? Have either of you seen that stupid film with Jamie Foxx that's on Netflix at the minute? That's got Snoop Dogg as a
the vampire one. Yeah. Is it Day Shift?
That's the one. Yeah.
My dad saw it and went, "Don't bother," and I was like, "No problem," because life's precious. So fuck it.
It's bad.
The opening scene was good, and then it just all fell apart. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, it starts okay. You're exactly right, and then it just gets bad. In the kitchen, Chandler gets a phone call, and again, it's the call is coming from inside the house. The killer says, "No, it's the one about the lady drying her dog in the microwave." He opens the microwave oven, and it looks like the baboon from The Fly in there, doesn't
it? Yeah. Do you know, this scene made me think of Gremlins.
Oh, yeah?
Gremlins, when they put the Gremlins in the microwave.
Absolutely,
I love Gremlins.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Oh, Kirsty. Kirsty doesn't, yeah.
I think they're going to be doing more of them.
Why mess with perfection? But I was going to say something about that microwave legend. It's from it's been kicking about since 1976.
Right.
And the legend is about somebody that tried to dry off their pet by putting it in a microwave.
Oh, right. Okay. You wouldn't want to.
Nah.
You would not.
I've tried.
So he runs upstairs to the bathroom to throw up, and the killer forces a funnel and drain cleaner down his throat, and he is dead as fuck.
Dead.
At the radio
It
station.
is the Mestors. Goes 99% of these assholes dead.
At the radio station, Sasha has a call from a couple that are stuck together after sex. Just as the killer comes in, and it's all caught on air because she's got a wireless radio mic on. Right.
Yeah.
She gets chased around for 10 minutes. It's really stupid, right? And she's never seen Scream because the rule of Scream is don't go upstairs. But obviously she thought they didn't mean don't go up in a lift. So she goes up in the lift. As Rachel gets there, she sees the killer axe Sasha to death before running to Morbius's room. He suggests getting off campus. They run into Monica. They get into this Griswold station wagon and head to a gas station for him to use the phone. They keep going on about, what's that bad smell in the back of the trunk? What's that? They look in the tunk. I think he means trunk. And Professor Freddy's corpse is there. They run away from Morbius through this random marshland back to campus. And Monica falls, and Rachel's just, she's away. She just leaves her to be fucking murdered. Some friends. Filch picks her up in his motor. In the back seat, he's got an anorak because it's the late 90s and everyone's got one. But she thinks he's the killer. She tries to get out, but the child safety locks her on because safety first, Sean. They pass a car with no lights on. He's like, stupid students. Flashes it, only for it to come back and ram them off the road. She escapes out the window and makes a run back to college, hearing all these screams coming from the top floor of derelict Stanley Hall. And it was about this time that I started to lose my fucking attitude with these notes. So it might get a little bit... Yeah, possibly. Meanwhile, Reese picks up a gun and smiles at her Foxy Brown poster.
Yeah.
In Stanley Hall, Rachel finds the corpse of Chandler, Pacey and the Dean, and she sees Monica's lifeless body lying on a mattress. She then gets up and punches her in the chops. It's a good hit, like. When she wakes up, she's tied up. Monica explains that her fiancé was the one that they ran off the road and killed. Monica explains she's going to do the cutting out of a kidney to sell on the black market one. But she's not very good at anatomy, so I might end up taking your liver. I mean, like, I don't know too much, but I've eaten enough offal to know the difference between kidneys and livers. We see a shot of Reese heading towards Stanley Hall. I hope it doesn't end up like Scatman in The Shining for her. Axe between her shoulders. Monica starts slicing, and Reese arrives and basically holds them up. Monica kind of she's aiming the gun at her. Monica's at the window. She gives Rachel a key for the cuffs. Monica slices Reese with a scalpel and shoots her before grabbing the gun and pointing it at Rachel. She explains she's going to kill Rachel and keep Morbius for herself because he's so hot. At that point, Jared Leto arrives and plays along with the idea, but she's not having any of it. So she starts doing like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and then Reese shouts "Mo" and shoots her in the leg, and I'm like, "Come on, Reese! Come on, mate!" And I was back being invested. Natalie grabs Monica's gun and blamos her right out the window.
Yeah, all the way blammo.
They both head off to get help. Right, and this next shot of them in the car, right, the camera pans up, and just as it's kind of panning up from the road, up kind of the bonnet of the car, before it gets to you seeing them talking, there's this awful bit of ADR that's quite blatantly added on afterwards, which is just, do you think Reese will be okay? Oh, the paramedics are on their way. She'll be fine. And then it cuts to a completely different sounding them having a discussion in the car. Fucking ADR does my nutting, man. I hate it so much. Rachel explains that this will become a legend too. The sexes and jobs will change. And Morbius says, if this is an urban legend, at what point do we get to the twist? Who's in the back seat with the axe?
Rachel.
It's Monica.
Monica.
It's hard to know. She's Monica because she's got the frizzy hair. There's a Ferrari.
Crazy hair.
Yeah.
Sideshow Bob.
Sideshow Bob. There you go.
Yeah.
So rams a bridge end and she flies out the windscreen into the river. Right.
Oh, because she's not wearing a seatbelt.
That's it. Yeah. Wear your seatbelt.
And I have a fact about seatbelts.
Oh, excellent.
Yes. So, in 1959, Volvo engineer Niles Bohlin, I think is how you would say it, developed the 3-point seatbelt. Now, although the design was patented, the company decided the patent should remain open, making it available for all vehicle manufacturers for free because of public safety.
All right, excellent work.
Mm.
Well done, fantastic. This final scene is this group of even older actors. These actors all look 40, don't they?
Yeah,
Telling this story.
talking about-
Oh my god! And the only one that believes the guy telling the story is Monica with a new haircut and a little scarf around her neck.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yep.
she's got a new scarf. And that is the end of the movie. Thank fuck. Right, as you're the guest, Jacqui, have you got any facts that we missed?
I think I've got a few actually.
Okay, great.
The director, Jamie Blanks, is actually won awards for composing. So he's more of a composer than a director.
Right, wow.
And this was released in the 26th of February 1999 in the UK, which was the same year as The Mummy, The Matrix, Fight Club, The Sixth Sense, and The Green Mile.
Oh,
Jesus,
right.
that's
Which I was... yeah, well, I was sitting there. I read the list out to Christy. He's like, so you picked the shittest one to watch? And it's like,
fucking
yeah.
dead, by the way.
I know.
Pretty much.
Michael Rosenbaum, who I don't know who the character he plays, I wasn't really paying that much attention, but he plays Lex Luthor in Smallville.
So he's Chandler. He's Parker. He's old in Smallville, obviously.
So his co-star Alison Mack was arrested for her part in recruiting in Nixium cult, and she got 3 years in prison, 3 years probation, 1,000 hours community service, and a $20,000 fine.
Wow.
Crazy,
Yeah.
Just.
What else did I have? I had other shit. Oh yeah, sorry. Bipolar, I think, has something to do with the thought that there was it not lithium that are
That's right. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So obviously bipolar is a mental health condition that causes extreme mood swings. For known medicinal treatment is lithium, which was used to treat mania, hypomania, as well as like severe depression. In the 19th century, lithium was used on people with gout, epilepsy, and cancer, and its use for mental disorder treatment began with Carl Lang in Denmark and William Alexander Hammond in New York City, which began its use as early as 1870. And in 2019, it was the 205th most prescribed medication in the US with 2 million prescriptions.
Hey,
Jesus.
Fantastic.
What else have I got? I got randomly, I don't know why, but I think it was because one of the casts is as a redhead. So 1% to 2% of the world have red hair, the largest concentration being in Scotland and Ireland, and blue-eyed redheads are the rarest combination.
All right, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think that's me. I think that's all I got.
Magic. John?
Yeah, that's me.
Glass bricks were patented first in 1886.
Yeah.
Who knew, man?
Wow.
Glass bricks.
Spanish.
Yeah. That's the 90s, isn't it? And just swimming pools. Olympic size is 10 feet, and the normal one's around about 6.5 feet. That's it. That's
all right. Fantastic. Just the one thing I think I'd missed. We talked about Pendleton, but what I didn't talk about was Pendleton in Lancashire. Anyone know what that's famous for?
Is it the Pendle Hill? No. Is that
Yeah.
not the same place?
Yeah,
It is.
that's
Yes.
it, yeah, Pendle Hill Witches.
Witch
That's
trials.
right.
Yeah.
Witchcraft Persecutions. A book was written on the subject entitled Pendle Witches by William Harrison Ainsworth, published 1849. And Doreen McGlashan, a Pendleton native, said as a child in the 20s there was frequent talk of witches and witchcraft in the village, and that she and her siblings were kept indoors on certain Saturdays because of witches' Sabbaths happening on the town of those days. She recounts large May Day celebrations in her youth, which includes dancing around a maypole, and states that as a girl, she specifically remembers pretty girls often being suspected of witchcraft by villagers. So if you want more of that nonsense, you will love listening to Jacqui's podcast, because that's what they're talking about in a minute. Lots of witches.
Yes.
And that is me. Jacqui, why don't you give us a little guess as to how many you think we got?
How many what?
How many facts you think we've got? You know.
Oh,
we
sorry.
On the podcast.
I'm like, what?
You never listened to it.
I did. Oh, Christ, not that many. 35?
Jesus, it's not the bad old days of the Crow. John, do you want to go higher?
Kama Sutra 69.
Oh, Jacqui, can you go higher than Swasant Earth, please?
80.
On the button, 80. Well done. Have we got 80?
That's all right, man.
It's all right, isn't it? So, brilliant. Enjoyed that. Jacqui, tell us again where we can find your podcast and whereabouts you are on socials and things.
Oh, Christ. You can find us on all streaming platforms. I think Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that shite. All on there.
All the shite.
All that shite, yeah. We are on Instagram which is at Bru and Crispies. We're on Twitter, but our Twitter name's really random.
It is, yeah.
It's at pints_A, and I don't know why it is that. No.
Nice.
Facebook, it's Bru Crispies, like fish and chips. It's Bruton Crispies. Again, don't ask me why. You can also email us, which is brutandcrispies@gmail.com, because we have Gmail, not Hotmail.
There you go. Oh, it's a dig at John. It's a dig at John. Because invites don't go to spam all the time, John.
What?
Anyway. Fantastic. Thank you, Jacqui. We've had a great old time. But of course, now is the chance for those wonderful people that pay us £1 a month to get a shout out. If you want a shout out, you can give us £1 every month, and we'll also give you an opportunity to vote on a future episode. So, lovely patrons, SP Film viewers have this week done an episode on Absolutely Everything Everywhere. Is that what it's called? Everything Everywhere?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
all at once.
Yeah, all at once. There you go. That's the one. So we like that one. Nigel Davis, Smashing Tabletop Models, various other goodies by searching Wonder Emporium on Facebook and Etsy. Mono and Kira from Mono Rants. Right, I have nothing to say to that, man. So, John, you've been up close and personal with them this week, haven't you?
I hate to say it, but you call my cunt all the time. But I think Mono and Kira are really lovely for cat people.
For cat people, oh yeah, of course. I forgot they've got a million cats, and you're a dog man.
Yeah, they're cat people.
Yeah.
Oh, don't look in the corner then. I've got cats.
So that's
it's no my fault you fell off the bloody thing.
So that's this week, John. What are you talking with them this week?
So we're talking the film that you won't do with me, Underworld, with the Great Beckinsale.
Oh, the Great Beckinsale.
Why don't you want to do it with me? Why
I can't get through the film. It's just so boring to me. It's so boring. There's nothing to cover.
And after all the shit I've watched with you or for you,
I know. What can I say? This relationship's
like
one way.
This is like a good example. This shit that you watch.
No. Is it New Year's Eve or something?
Yeah, New Year's Eve. The ball drop. The ball drop. Okay. While you're on a roll, John, say something nice about Dan and Gavin Belson of the Be There with Belson podcast.
So, I was listening to their podcast, and they had a great idea. I was going to do 3 things we learned for the Bill, because they were talking about the show being about the Bill, the programme that we all know and love. But then they mentioned that you can't mix anything with Iron Brew. So
what?
I know I'm not showing them any love. I'm sorry. I was totally for the podcast, and they ruined it. Why would you say that? Whiskey, vodka,
more Iron Brew. Yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah. Buckfast.
Buckfast.
Aaron from the Z1 podcast. It's an audio drama about zombies and marriage. Think Marriage Story, but with Bud from Day of the Dead. Doesn't really work, but it's true.
Hi to Aaron. He won a competition from us.
Oh, so he did,
got
yeah.
Some Crispies. He got some Crispies.
Yeah, there you
Loved
go.
Him, he said.
This little
yeah.
Joe of Hallmark of Greatness podcast, 100th episode this week. If you like barbecue sauce and a school teacher having a stroke during recording, last week's episode really is for you.
Fucking hell, that's bleak.
Punk, of course, patron talking Captain Planet and the Troubles. What the fuck do you want is his podcast. A lot of fun listening to him talk about Filthy's Elden Ring sting, who keeps dying in Elden Ring, just like I do. Josh Wilson, super familiar with the Wilson's podcast. John?
So we were talking about this, somebody listened to one of our shows and says, Josh sounds really nice, didn't he? And I was like, look, I love Josh. I think he's so funny. But I don't know why I say that, but he says he's really multi-talented. He reminds me of a modern day Dom DeLuise.
Jesus, now there's an insult.
I don't know. I love Dom DeLuise. I think he's absolutely fantastic.
Josh, we are so sorry. We are so
sorry, mate. Sorry, buddy.
Gadget and Stig and Biggie from Modern Escapism, in the last episode of their show, they said really lovely stuff about us. Biggie explained that he'd been listening to our podcast on First Blood. And he gave Paul a shout out on their podcast. So that's great. So thanks for that, guys. We really do appreciate this. Really lovely stuff about us. So we'll.
Me and Chris are going to make a point to listen to some of that. We really took it. It was a good episode.
Cool. Good. Ian and Maria from Cult Connections podcast. They're talking Andor and the fact that there's probably about 100 people from EastEnders in that Andor series so far, as well as Dennis Hopper's bird from Super Mario Brothers film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Dudley's mum.
Have they had the Ewoks in yet?
There's no Ewoks. So I'm furious. I'm furious there's no Ewoks.
They're like,
why name it after the Forest Moon and not have any Ewoks in it? It's crazy.
I know.
And then finally, the podcasters, the non-podcasters that pay. We've got Rachel, we've got Gav, we've got Saz, we've got Ian. Thank you very, very much. I know you've got now for me to promote. One day I will promote some stuff when you've got that. That's it. Again, want to give us a quid? We'll give you a shout out and we'll let you pick an episode later on. But Jacqui, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy mum and homemaker schedule. Really do appreciate
That's okay.
it.
Thank you for having me. I've had a lovely time speaking about the shit that we watched.
It's been
and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I put you through it.
Absolute bag of shit.
Tops.
I know that there's sequels. So I don't know how good they were as well.
Won't be doing
Urban
that.
Legend reboot, reborn or something like that.
Urban Legend rebooted, more like.
Urban Legend, the streets.
The hood.
But for now, she's been Jacqui, he's been John, I've been Planty, and this has been 80 things we learned from the fucking Friends reboot. Urban Legend. See ya.
Scream.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.